everybody. I don't usually work on Fridays. I try to take Fridays off um all year round, but particularly in the summer. Um that being said though, it felt to me that Wednesday's free coaching Ask B could have gone on a lot longer than it did. And so I thought, oh, I will check my calendar and just see if I can squeeze in another one before next week's Ask B. And so here we are. And my hair looks completely different than 2 days ago. I used a Moroccan oil color depositing hair mask and it just grabbed right on. So it'll only last a few washes. It's actually really nice, a really nice hair mask, minus the color. Oh, you guys know I love pink. Okay. I have been wanting to share this story, but I have been waiting until I can come live to do it. And when we did Ask B on Wednesday, people jumped on immediately and were in here with me. Let's do a little. Get everybody in here. No, really, Facebook? You won't let me tag the people in my group? That's annoying. Hello, friends. Okay. Rachel, how are you? So I just wanted to share this story. It's from 4 years ago, and it was July. It was my first year in business. So I started my business in February. It's July. I was not fully booked. I don't remember right off how many clients I had. But July is my birthday and it's our anniversary. And so I'm just like, July is going to be amazing. And within a 2-week window, with no warning, no idea that this was going to happen, half of my private clients quit working with me for various reasons. They all had their own reasons. It wasn't like everybody decides that they hate you, so bye. They didn't know each other. But I remember I was sitting at my mother-in-law's, which is where we are going today. Last minute, all of our beach summer trips this summer have been so last minute. Usually my husband's schedule is so consistent that we just plan our entire lives. And now this year it has not been because they were in a shutdown and they're still not back up, and lots of other things have happened. And so he's like, oh, I'm going to be off. It's like, what? We're like, oh, now I have to work. Oh no. So anyway, I live in a bay and it's gross, but my in-laws live an hour away and they are on the Atlantic Ocean. And so they're they're not right on it. They're 20 minutes from the beach. And so we like to go up there as much as we can in the summer and take the kids and go swimming and do fun family things. And so I remember sitting in their new place. They moved into a garden home from my husband's childhood home. And it has this little front room with a little bay window. And I was like, I have to work during this time that we're up here because I can't take off every time we go. I was just there last week and now I'm going again this week. So I can't just keep taking all the time off. So I was like, I have to work. And I remember supposed to be getting on a call with one of my clients, and she messages me and she's basically like, I'm not coming. I can't keep working with you. Some personal stuff has come up and my business just needs to go on the back burner right now, la 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 la. And this was the person that made it okay, half of my clients are gone. And I remember crying so much and thinking, like, I will never be able to do this. Like, I've lost half of my clients in, it was like 11 days or something. Like, what is wrong with me? And I sobbed. I'm a, I was born in the 80s. I'm an elder millennial. And my parents very much raised me like I'm very firstborn daughter. So my parents very much raised me to like be independent and like rely on myself and like figure my shit out. And so like I've always just kind of been that way. But I remember calling my dad and just like bawling on the phone with my dad, being like I don't know what I'm doing wrong, and like this is so terrible, like this is the worst thing that's ever happened to me. And like all of those fears that spring up, like especially having ADHD, which I didn't know at the time, like the rejection sensitivity, I was just like, oh my goodness, like this will never get better. And my dad was, he's been an entrepreneur for most of my life. He got into finance when I was 6, and then I followed in his footsteps for 7 years before doing this. He was just like, this is part of it. Like, who cares? People are going to say no to you. This doesn't mean that you are like taken out, that you are knocked down, that you need to quit. Like, you just need to keep going. And I'm telling this story because one, it's the 4-year anniversary of that debacle. But two, like I have gone on to make hundreds of thousands of dollars since that moment in time. I wrote a post a few days ago and I was sharing how, like, when Stripe was like, we're shutting you down, I was like, oh my God, this is it. Like, I'm done. I'm just like, this is a big sign to just like shut down everything and go live in the woods. And like I never feel that way, but there was just like a little like thought in my mind like it's over. This is the sign for you to get ahead of it. Like shut it down. And I don't feel that way, but I think we can all relate to sometimes being like, oh, what am I doing here? Even when it's working. And I shared in this post how like I'm getting a lot of people in my DMs saying like, I want to quit. I want to go get a day job. A new client that I just onboarded literally said to me on our call, like our intake call, I am silently suffering and I'm so embarrassed and I don't have anyone that I can be honest with because I know people are going to judge me and be mean to me about it. Like just people really suffering and struggling right now in their businesses, and like how the marketing even has shifted, like, oh, make $1 million, have $100,000 cash month. Like that has so much less punch and impact behind it than it did before, because the people consuming it, the majority of people consuming it are like, I just need like $2,000 to make sure that my bills are paid, or I just need like $5,000 so that I can like keep the lights on. When I shared that, it wasn't until someone came to me this morning and was like, you shouldn't have posted this. Like, you are speaking from like your wounds, not your scars. And I was like, what are you talking about? Like, I just had like a moment where when Stripe was like, hey, let's shut down her account. I was like, fuck, let's shut down everything then. Hold on, my daughter's bursting through the door. Hi. Okay, that's perfect. Just going in the backyard. I always want my kids to tell me where they're going because we have a very Dennis the Menace style neighborhood. And I say that as like, if you remember like the 90s Dennis the Menace, like I think even the opening scene, it's like like a drone style, like over the street, and there's kids just on bikes everywhere. That's my neighborhood. And so I'm like, you guys have got to tell me where you're going to be, because there's a park down the street, there's 1,000 friends around. Like, if a predator wanted to come through this neighborhood and start scooping kids, they would be able to with ease. So anyway, when I reread my post, I realized that it came across that I am having these silent struggles, and like I can't pay my bills and I don't have anyone to talk to. Um and then that made sense when people were reaching out to me being like, "Oh my goodness, are you okay?" I am okay. I was talking about other people having these conversations with me because I just have one of those faces where people want to tell me what's going on with them, and I love it. Um, she was a little bit snotty, but that's okay. I'm saying that to say, like, even 4 years ago, things were kind of like I had my shittiest day. I remember. I can't tell you the exact day. But it was like, it was right around my birthday. And I was just like, I'm quitting. I can't do this. I wasn't cut out for this. And I'm saying that because, like I said in that post, a lot of people are saying that right now. But it's behind the scenes. They're saying it behind closed doors. You know, they're coming into the DMs, and like maybe they're honest with their best friend, or maybe they're honest with their spouse or their partner, but outwardly there's this like, I have to keep showing up a certain way so that people take me seriously. Like this person didn't take me seriously because she thought that I was struggling. And so she thought it was shitty that I pitched at the end, which it is shitty that I pitched at the end when it was taken in the context that I put it, because I didn't structure it well. So I did edit it, but I'm telling you this because I want you to be able to take the backpack full of rocks that you're carrying off. And I say backpack full of rocks because I heard someone describe that, like, negative emotions that way, as like you're carrying a backpack full of rocks and just like heavy, and like you're slouching over and you're dragging it and it hurts. Just take it off. You don't have to share every vulnerable moment. You don't have to share all of your dirty laundry. But when we're in this state of uncertainty, especially for those that have been successful in the past, it makes you think that you don't know how to show up anymore. Like your whole identity was tied into being successful because you were successful, and now you like forget, you think you forget how to talk to people and how to just help people. And I feel like I'm consistently having the same conversation with people of like, well, what did you say before you were successful? Because all of those things that you said before you had clients, before you were making 5-figure months, before you were having 6-figure years, like all of those things worked. Like those were the bricks in the foundation that created that success for you. So what were you saying? And like just go back to saying that stuff where you were just so excited to talk to people and help people, and like money and how many clients you had nothing to do with any of it. It was pure joy and feeling like you're living your purpose, and like just being excited to share. Like that's the thing that's really dying right now for people. is that they don't know what to share or what to say because they've lost their identities in their minds. They've lost their identities of like who they are and what they do and who they serve and how they help people. And so, like, the biggest advice I can give you is just go back to the basics. What do people need? You know, it feels like I don't really scroll very much because I can get into like just scrolling because of my ADHD. I'm just like, whoop, oh, where'd that hour go? I have no idea. So I truly try not to scroll. But I also tell my clients, like, don't scroll and like unfollow everybody. It's like the first piece of advice I give them when they hire me is like, stop following everybody. Like, you don't need to be on social media. And it's really hard for us that are running our businesses on social media because we had our social media before we had our businesses, a lot of us. Like, my Facebook, I got my Facebook in 2008. My first picture was like a picture my girlfriend took of me when I was like 19 and we were about to go to the bar. That was my first profile picture. I had to use my university ID to like make an account and I had to be invited. Like, I remember those days. Did not have my business back then. Didn't even know who the hell I was back then. I was making a huge mess of my life back then. Not really. Not really. But you know, 19, 20, what the fuck are you doing? So like my business is not as old as my Facebook account or my Instagram account. And so we really tend to have a problem like separating those two things because like we were here to scroll and be social and have fun first. And then we started like creating our businesses on it. And so like we want to scroll, like we're used to scrolling. That's what we did. And like liking and commenting and like connecting with friends and having all of our family members. That's not gonna work if your business is here. Like I think back to when I first started into like business, like into like being a stockbroker and like trying to market my business here and like doing network marketing and trying to like market my business here and like my coaching business. Like I hear so many people be like my friends aren't buying from me, my family's not buying from me. They're not freaking supposed to. Like your high school friends are not your ideal clients usually. And so like it's okay if you unfriend everybody. It's okay if you unfriend your family members. But then you have to have that mindset shift of like, I am not here for being like the way I was when I was 19. Like, I'm here for business. This is like my storefront now. But in saying that, we need to now replace like, if you know me well, I have a parent that is an alcoholic, and that really fucked up most of my childhood. And when I got married, my birthday weekend was also my bachelorette party. And that's the last time I touched alcohol. It's been over 12 years. Our anniversary is in 2 days. But my birthday was on the 13th. So I have been alcohol free for 12 years, not because I was an alcoholic, but because I needed to not have that temptation ever be there for myself or my kids. And it's like addiction runs in families. And so I was like, oh, I'm just going to be sober. All that to say, when it comes to addiction, you have to replace your addiction with something else. And that's why most people that have addictions, particularly if they decide that they're going to quit cold turkey, like why they fail. And it's because they don't replace the addiction with something else. So, like, if you're an alcoholic, swapping it for like Sprite or Coke or lemonade or something to occupy yourself, then like you'll go back to it. Like same with eating, same with everything. Like we have to replace the addiction. And so when it comes to scrolling, like we have built those pathways in our brains that like, oh, when I'm on Facebook, like it's my friends. And then that's when we get really burnt out because we're trying to run the business and be social, which means I know this is what it meant for me. I could never have like social time on Facebook. Like I could never have like my own like private time on Facebook because I had created a new pathway that was like, it was a tiny bug. Shoo. Well, when you're on Facebook, you're working because that's where your job is. And so I couldn't have any like social free time because every time I opened Facebook, I was working. That was my working time. And so I had to replace it. And I replaced it with TikTok. TikTok is not my place. I have some automations that post over there for me, but like I don't intentionally create on TikTok, but I enjoy scrolling over there. Like we're allowed to have things that we enjoy and not monetize them. I had to say this to my membership earlier this week. We're allowed to enjoy things and not monetize them. And so like TikTok is the place that I will not monetize. Maybe in the future, but right now it is the place that I just like to scroll and hang out. Um so yeah, I just want to like remind you and pour into you and like love on you that it doesn't I know it feels really bleak right now for a lot of people and it doesn't have to like be that way. Like yes, it's noisy, but like if you look around, don't you ever feel like most of the people that are in the same niche as you are saying the same thing as you? That's because they are. And so if you block out those people by unfollowing them and unfriending them and the like, and you stopped scrolling and letting other voices into your head and take up space in your brain, you could very easily, and it would take a minute, okay? Like I'm not going to pretend it wouldn't take a minute. It would take a minute for sure for you to like decondition and like quiet and level out. But when that happens, it would be very easy for you to like those creative juices would naturally start flowing again. And then when you are posting those things, like you would initially, right out of the gate, be standing out from everybody else. But what happens is we scroll too much and we're looking at other people's paper. Eyes on your own work, girls. We're looking at other people's papers and going, oh, she's saying this. I should say this. Oh, she's selling that. I should sell that. One of my new clients saw that I was restructuring my one-on-one, which I am restructuring my one-on-one. I'm restructuring it so that I can make it cheaper because I think that that is the most of service thing that I can do for people right now. People who need one-on-one help and like seeing the $12,000 price tag is like sending them into a coma. I don't want people to be in a coma. But I've also been in business for 4.5 years. So like just lowering my rates is not it either. I'll share about what I'm doing in just a second. But one of my new clients saw that that I had restructured some of my one-on-one. And immediately she was like, I should do that too. And I had to be like, no, 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 no. Just because you saw me do it doesn't mean you should do it. Like we have to keep our eyes on our own paper, and we have to do what's like best for us and what's best for our audiences. Oh, weird. I just got a notification that my stream is not doing very well. So that's not what we like to see. It told me to close other windows, so let's see. Oh, okay. It went completely black. Hopefully that's better. Oh. That made me lose my train of thought, didn't it? Oh, so like just like keeping your eyes on your own paper and like really doing the things that are going to serve your audience and you the best. Like you can't look at other people and just like do what they're doing. And that used to be advice. Like I saw someone a few years ago say that the best advice is to find 5 people in your niche and like follow them and imitate them. And I'm like, that's terrible advice. Why would you? People paid you to have you tell them that? That's terrible advice. Don't tell your people to do that. That is a surefire way to have them never stand out from the crowd. Like you literally just told them exactly how to blend in. No. Now I'm concerned that this isn't working well. If I'm being perfectly frank, I'm concerned that this is not working well. Let me just quickly check with my phone. Because I see one comment, but it says no viewers. But then also the comment I tried to post when I first started a half an hour ago, it never posted. So these are not the vibes. And I don't want to keep talking if no one can hear me or see me, or it's lagging, or it's broken. Oh, good. Is it Facebook? Is it Facebook's problem? Sorry, babes. Okay, I got a couple of things here. I'm so sorry. Bear with me as I try to figure out if this is streaming. It is streaming, but it says there's 9 comments. Will it show me them? Oh my God. Okay. I'm going to have to, I'm going to have to do it this way because there are people asking me stuff. Okay. Keep going in the comments because now I think I can see them on my phone. Oh, Facebook, you bitch. I'll share with you kind of what I've done with my one-on-one. And because here's the thing. A lot of my clients, a lot of people in my DMs, because like I'm an approachable person. People will DM me and ask me questions. I have not been ignoring you girls. The comments are not showing up for me here. All I have is Rachel saying hi to me. It says it was 1 minute ago, but it was not. It was 30. Like, should I lower my rates right now? Like, what do I do? Like, number one, price is arbitrary, okay? People pay lots of different prices for lots of different things. The price that you choose to charge does not matter. The number one thing, like the number one determiner on if people are going to buy your thing is you. You need to be 100% rock solid sold on the price point that you choose and chose and be like, obviously, this is the perfect price for this thing that I am selling, okay? Some people are going to be like, that's too much. Some people are going to be like, that's too little. Like, there's no appeasing everybody. Everyone's just going to have their own thoughts and opinions. Great. You are the one that needs to be sold on it. That being said, we do like to gaslight people into thinking that things are going well is like a dick move. So, when I sat down with my team, I have been having for a few weeks now, if not almost 2 months now, this feeling of I should redo my one-on-one so that I can make it cheaper. So for the last 4.5 years, my one-on-one included, it was 6 months. Originally, it was weekly 45-minute calls and like Facebook Messenger access. Okay. It started at $5,000. Like February to December of 2020, it was $5,000 for 6 months or $1,000 a month. At the end of December or like mid-December, I started saying, come January, the price is going up to $10,000. And babes, like, let me be so clear. That was not like an off-the-cuff decision to increase my rate. I spent weeks, at least 6 weeks, on my mindset about increasing the rate, like doubling it. But I also spent 6 weeks evaluating every person who had ever hired me for that specific package and going over in my mind our calls, going over my notes, going over the results that they got, and asking myself, if they paid me $10,000 for these results, which they didn't, they paid me 5 or 6, would that have still been worth it to them? And I was able to say, abso-freaking-lutely. And only then did I feel good enough to go, yes, let's raise the rate. Okay. And then it was 10,000 or 2,000 a month. And then we just went 12,000. Okay. That being said, the structure has changed a little bit. It used to be weekly 45-minute calls. Then it turned into bi-weekly 45-minute calls. Voxer instead of Messenger, and 6 months access to the membership. So I sat down with my team. Like I said, I met with them on Tuesday. And I was like, I feel like I need to restructure so that I can better serve the people in my community who need support and would like that support from me. Versus like just getting like free coaching with me once a week and then hiring someone that's just like in their bracket, but they're not obsessed about. So we decided that I'm going to get busted in the door.
Can I bring the hamster out on the...
Do you want to? Do you?
I want to play with it.
Okay, if you want to, that's fine. If you want to, that's fine. Oh my goodness. She's got this like little hamster hutch that we got her for Christmas. Remember those like little puppies that we could get, the dogs that were like pregnant when we were kids and like the Velcro stomach would rip open and it'd be full of puppies? It's kind of like that, but in the hutch, like you'd have to like take care of the mom. And then at some point, the roof has like a hidden compartment full of babies and it like snaps open and the babies fall out. Anyway, the little girl that she's been playing with is obsessed with it. And Belle's like, I don't even think she wants to play with me anymore. I think she just wants to play with my hamster. So she said that to me yesterday. So she just came and was like, can I bring the hamster thing outside? And I was like, do you want to play with it? Anyway. So I was like, let's restructure. Like, let's do a 3-month option and let's do a 6-month option and let's change the structure. So right now we did a 3-month option. It's 3 30-minute calls a month for $19.97, which is a very good, I think that's a great price. Then we did a 6-month option, which has 3 45-minute calls, no Voxer, but a year in the membership and it's 8,000 or 1,500 a month. So like those are the new one-on-one offers. Still obviously very high level access to me, but I wanted, again, I'm not just going to like cut my prices, and I don't think anyone should just cut their prices unless they really want to and feel aligned with it. But if you're like, "Hey, if I want to I'm feeling like I want to change my pricing because I want to serve more people," like that is always my thought, right? Like the money is great, but I'm going to come in here and do free coaching and help people, as many people as I can. I'm going to host free classes as many people as I can, or as many times as I can, for as many people as I can, because that's what I feel my purpose is. And so for some of you, you may be feeling like, oh, yeah, do you know what? Lowering my rates does feel good. No one is going to think anything badly of you if you decide you want to lower your rates. No one's going to be like, ew, she just lost all her credibility because she lowered her rates. You're the CEO. You can decide what you want to do with your pricing. I didn't want to lower my rates, but I did want to have lower cost options for people. And so that's what I decided to do. And so, anyway, I also have, don't forget, I also have the membership. It's $2,500 for the whole year of the membership. It's like on demand trainings, they're all amazing. Um, what else is there? My God, the fantastic community. I don't know why my brain just broke. Fantastic community of women. Oh my goodness, they're so loving and uplifting of one another and collaborative. They're always doing things together, which just blows my mind. Makes me feel so good. Um, and then weekly 90-minute coaching calls with me, hot seat style. So Teresa is like, yep, we were talking about addiction. You need to have an alternative. I feel that way. I don't know how to show up. Yeah, let's talk about that a little bit. Um, Rachel says she went through something similar. Danny says that's what I thought at first too, and I was like, that can't be. So I reread as you were putting yourself in someone else's shoes. Sorry, Danny. Yeah, you know what? I did write that post. I was gonna put quotes around it, and then I was like, no. So I did reread it. Um, and I was like, oh my goodness, I should make a post being like, I'm not suffering silently in the back. I can pay my bills. Everything's fine over here. And then I was like, oh, who fucking cares? Like, really, who cares? It's not that serious. So friends, don't forget that whatever questions you have, you can just ask them in this comments section and I can respond. Ooh, oh dear, oh dear. Like let's talk about feeling like I don't know how to show up. That is not something that we want to hear or see. And I get it. I feel like a lot of people don't know how to show up right now. Um I feel like a lot of people don't know what to say. Someone I had this weird stalker on Instagram. I still don't know who she is. She's someone around here. I don't know if she's in this group or on my Facebook page, but she made a fake profile and has been following me on Instagram for years with a fake profile. And one day, just out of nowhere, she just came flying out of the woodwork and was just like so mean to me for no reason. Just like, you're tone deaf, you're this, you're that. And I was like, who are you? Like, you're on a fake profile. And so, like, I'm sharing that because, like, it is hard to show up right now because you don't want to come across tone deaf. You don't want to come across, gaslighting or pretending that things are fine when they're not, or you are pretending that things are fine and they're not. And then, like, you're way out of integrity and way out of congruence. And so, for most people, they're just kind of like regurgitating the safe stuff and then, like, hiding the rest. And that's okay. Like I said, like, in the name of vulnerability, you don't have to spill your guts. Like, that's not worth it to anybody. Um like share what you feel comfortable in sharing. But like, I really feel like the best thing that I can tell everybody right now is like, what made you excited to be here? What were you so excited to share before any of this? Like when you were first thinking about starting your business and it was just like an idea that you were grappling with. And half of you was like, yes, let's do it. And half of you was like, oh, hell no. Like, who do I think I am? Like, what was it that you wanted to say? What was it that you wanted to do? What did you think you were supposed to be doing in those moments? Like, what was it that was drawing you to be here? I think that for so many people, like they've lost that like spark and that joy and that excitement that they had of like, oh my goodness, and like the excitement of like getting a follower and like having someone comment on your post and like getting your first client. Like after a while, like we take that stuff for granted and we're like jaded, especially like now where it's like, oh well, everybody's online, so like a comment, who cares, like whatever. We hear of people like hosting master classes and it's like hundreds, thousands of people enrolled. And then like you go to do one and you got like 16 people, like 3 show up. And it's like, oh my God, this is awful. This sucks so much. And we forget that like on the other side of those like little numbers saying that someone's viewing you or like someone read your post or like one person commented, like that is one person that took time out of their day, saw you, saw your thing, liked it enough, resonated enough, got pissed off by it enough to stop everything they were doing to tell you that. One of the best pieces of advice that I think I can give to kind of like re-put it into perspective is if the people that that viewed you or like saw your post or were live on your class or commented or whatever, if instead of it being online they were all in your house, they were standing in your living room staring at you, it feels like a lot more. If they're like in your front lawn, like waiting for you to open the door and start like yelling content out into the lawn. They've set up their little lawn chairs and they're just sitting there waiting for you. Like it starts to put it in perspective of like, oh, like 3 people? Well, do you want 3 people sitting in your living room listening to you? Probably not. Do you want 16 people? Definitely not. Do you want thousands of people? No, you don't want that many people. That's not to say we don't want those types of views, but we are only looking at those numbers and not realizing that humans are on the other side. And like when we first started, a lot of our excitement and our purpose, well, if I can just help one person, right? We all told ourselves that if I can just help one person, then like I've done my job. And then when one person shows up and they're like, you helped me, you're like, you're just one person. Where's everybody else that I was supposed to help? Like, what if we just helped one person? The other thing is like stuff like this. Like whenever I'm feeling stagnant or detached from what I'm trying to do, like going back to what's my purpose here? Like, what do I believe is my purpose here? And going, oh, well, it's to help people. okay, how can I help more people? My content, one of the things that I do in the 10K formula is like think of how much money you'd like to make and then assign dollar values to the ways you can show up and give that. And I've said this before, but like I just think this is so valuable. So I'm going to say again, maybe someone here hasn't heard it. And if you have heard it, like whatever, disregard or follow along because it's good. Maybe it'll resonate differently. That July that I lost half of my clients. And I was like in panic mode. I think that was the worst month in my business ever. I also looked at like what it would take for me to be fully booked and like what my rate was. And I was like, if I could fill my books and get every person to pay me in full, like that would be 8 people at $5,000. So I would like $40,000, please. And so then I thought, okay, well, if I want $40,000 and knowing that like money is just energy and like people pay you because of an energetic exchange, right? So when those people are like, "Oh, you should be doing this for free." No, that messes up other people's karma. Like money is the energetic exchange. I'm going to give you this, you're going to give me money. Same way we go to the grocery store, we get groceries, we pay money. We get our house, we pay the mortgage. We have internet, we pay. Right? We go to the doctor, we pay. So if I wanted 8 people to pay me $5,000, I needed to ask myself, how can I give $40,000 to the world? Trusting and knowing that if I'm going to put that energy out and go, here's 40 grand worth of energy, knowing, understanding, trusting, and believing the law of attraction, like all of those like quantum laws, it's going to come back to me. What would that look like? And I have my clients do this in the membership, like I said. What would it look like? And you can't assign, I always discourage assigning value to the stuff that you already do every day because that's already the stuff you do every day. So I can't be like, well, I show up 5 to 7 times a day. That's worth $40,000. No, it isn't because you were already doing that and you didn't make $40,000. So what else can we do? And so, like, I had this program which I just started deleting out of here because it was on Vimeo and I didn't realize it was on Vimeo and I closed my Vimeo account like 2 years ago. But I had this course which I am going to go and find the raw files and re-upload them into YouTube and put them back in here. But I had this program that I had created. I had sold it to like 4 people for $9.97 before I became a business coach. So I was still kind of like figuring out what I was doing. And it was called, that's nice. I can't remember what it was called. It had a name. I can see the banner in my mind, but all I can see is the pink part. I can't see the name of it. Anyway, it doesn't matter what it was called, but it definitely had a name. And I sold it one time to 4 people and then I never sold it again. And so I decided I'm going to upload that whole thing into my Facebook and give it to all of the members because why wouldn't I? They deserve that. They're amazing. I love them. That's crazy value that I can give to them. So, like, let's do that. I also, I can't find my live video anymore. It disappeared out of my group. How do I find you now to see if anybody else is commenting? Okay. Okay. Here we go. all comments. Okay. I was like, okay, if in my mind I thought this is worth thousands, so I'm just going to put it out there. That's going to be part of it. I sold it for $9.97, and I just kind of tracked within the first 30 days how many people started the first module. And so in my mind, I was like, however many people started the first module, that to me counts as like they bought into the value. So boom, 997. I think in the first 30 days, like 15 people started it. So I was like, yeah, 15 grand. Boom, already done. I also had a mini course on branding that I had created. And I don't even know if I ever sold it. Ever. But I created it. It had all these really great videos. And I was like, get on my email list and I'm going to send you this branding course. So I grew my email list exponentially and was emailing out, like just automated, this branding course. I also I just assigned a dollar value. Like it doesn't matter what dollar values you assign, you're making it up. So like no one can come in and be like, that's too high, that's too low. Like you have to be like, do you know what? In my gut, I feel like this would be worth like right around this number. Okay, cool. I also decided that I was going to go live in this group. You can still find the videos. Every like Monday to Friday, every week for the entire month. So I decided on a series. Every week was a series. Like one of them was on money mindset. So I had like 5 key points that I wanted to touch on in this money mindset series. So like each day of the week was assigned a different topic. So I did 4 of them. I did 4 series where each one I had 5 points that I could share. Okay. So they were short, 20, 30 minutes. And then I started going live every Friday for free coaching Friday nights. Okay. And I was like, okay, this is $40,000 worth of additional value that I can put out to my audience, put out to the world, put out to God, to the universe, to whatever, and know that it's going to come back to me. And babes, it did. Exactly 1 year later, I had my first $40,000 cash month. And I wasn't even selling 5K coaching anymore. I was selling 10K coaching. And I've gone on to do multiple 5-figure months consistently since then, which that wasn't my first 5-figure month. I had my first 5-figure month in September of 2020. But it was the value, right? And it was free value that I was giving to my audience. So all of that to say, like, how can you give freely and immensely to your audience right now? And let me tell you, showing up and doing stuff like this, even having people sign up for things, but like showing up and talking and having people watching you and looking at you and asking you questions, and like you're really like in your zone and in your element and sharing, like that gets people excited to hire you because they see you on camera, they see your voice, they see your face, they see your tone and your personality, and they just fall in love with you. But it also rejuvenates and fulfills you inside. Like you feel so lit up. You are bursting with inspiration. You have so much you can say. There's tons of content in all the things you said. And like, let me just like really quickly touch on this. Wednesdays, Ask B, which I know I call this one Free Coaching Friday, but Wednesdays, Ask B, I downloaded that video. Okay. And I have lots of like AI platforms that I like utilize and like talk about in AI mastery and in the membership and things. So I put that video into Otter AI, which is a transcript website. So I upload my videos. I do have the pro account. I have lots of subscriptions. I uploaded the video and like over 20 minutes, it transcribed the whole thing for me. Okay. I then put that transcript into my chat GPT, the bot that I built, and I was like, I need a breakdown, a summary, so I can put this on YouTube. I need like a SEO strong, catchy hook title for it. I need you to give me a summary that would sound good in an email to get people to watch it. And I said, please pull like the most compelling, interesting, like brilliant, genius quotes that I said. And that just made me feel good about myself because I was like, hot damn, I am so smart. Um, so I uploaded it into YouTube, okay? And then I put it over into Opus. And Opus is an artificial intelligence like clip maker. So it'll put captions on your videos, but it will also use artificial intelligence to grab clips. And so you can adjust, you can put your branding colors, you can upload fonts. Anyway, it will adjust, you can adjust the length of the videos you want.
Can me, Lizzie, and Evie have a freebie?
Of course.
It's hot.
Of course. Freezy it up, girls. Um, And so, because I like to also use Opus to cross post for me, which it will, it'll do TikTok, LinkedIn, Facebook, business pages. Um, TikTok, it'll do your feed and your inbox. I don't understand that. So, those two for TikTok, LinkedIn, Facebook business pages, Instagram, and now they've just included as a beta Twitter. Is anybody calling Twitter X? um, so I let it cross post for me, but because I like to, oh, and YouTube, it goes to YouTube also as a YouTube short. Because I want it to be shorts, I set mine to be under 30 seconds or 30 to 60 seconds. This thing made me 31 like reels, shorts, TikToks, whatever you want to call them, short clips out of that Ask B. I think I decided to use like 28, 27 or 28 of them. A couple of them were like just like me like talking about my offers and stuff, or like really specific coaching about something that I gave to someone on Wednesday that I was like, out of context, this doesn't make any sense. But like that's amazing, right? So like repurposing those things is so helpful and so handy. I don't remember why I started to tell you that, but what got me excited about this in the first place? Yes, so good. Just like showing up and giving as much value as you possibly can. Like this is what so I use Otter AI. That is the like text transcription one. And like we'll deep dive it in AI mastery, don't worry. And then Opus, OPUS. Nicole Tuxbury has a affiliate code that she was sharing. So I can get her to share that in the AI Mastery group for you, Elle. But I really like it. You know what? It saves me hours of time. It does it in like 20 minutes, and then I just pick the ones I like. You can edit it. One of them was like a really great clip, but it like went on for like probably 20 seconds too long at the end, and I was just like talking about something completely different. So I just went in and deleted that part of the clip. And then just like it'll upload for you, which is so fun. I have them scheduled out for the whole rest of the week and the weekend. So I don't remember. Oh, yeah, that was just like an excited aside of how I was like, I'm just going to repurpose this. This is so fun and exciting for me. Because who doesn't love a good repurpose? But like, get back to talking to people, get back to like giving value to people. Like, especially when you're feeling like disconnected from people, like going live, giving free coaching. I think of when I did like coach-a-thon. I don't know if anybody here that's here right now was there when I did the coach-a-thon, But it was amazing. I did this coach-a-thon to celebrate the first time that I made $25,000 cash in my business. And I decided that I was going to coach 25 people for 10 minutes each for free. And I was just going to solve one problem in your business. And I set it all up. Well, okay, I don't know if I'd necessarily recommend this. I was so tired while also being super wired by the end of it. But I'll tell you what I did, and you can decide what you want to do. I set it up in Calendly to for 15-minute increments for myself. So everyone got 10 minutes, and then I gave myself a 5-minute buffer in between every call. I gave myself a 15-minute break and a 30-minute break because 25 people, 25 15-minute increments is hours. And so with those two breaks, it was seven and a half, almost 8 hours of coaching that I did straight. And in the Calendly, I was just like, what's your name? What's your email? And like, what's the problem that you want me to solve for you? So that I was prepared going into all of the calls. Like I knew every question that was going to come to me. It went by so quickly. I think only one person didn't show up. One girl showed up really late. Like she was like 6 minutes late. And I was like, girl, I barely. Like you have 4 minutes. Like I can't even say hello. I did absolutely no pitching. It was just let me solve your problems for you. It was very like exciting and exhilarating because like every 15 minutes I had a new stimuli, right? Like a new person was in front of me and like excited to talk to me and I was excited to talk to them. It was amazing. I loved every minute of it. But like so exhausting. Like by the time it was done, I started like late morning because like I'm in my own time zone over here. It's 11 right now. And sorry, my desk is really crooked and it's bothering me. Like I know for people that are on the West Coast, like it's 4 hours different. It's like 7 a.m. for people on the West Coast right now. And so it was like 11, I think. And I went until like it was almost 8. So I was very, very tired. But I had multiple people hang up from me and DM me about hiring me or immediately go to my calendar and book a call with me. I ended up closing or like onboarding, I guess, 4 people out of that. And some people might be like, well, that's not very many. But 4 people paid me either $10,000 or $12,000 from that. That's pretty sick, if you ask me, for 8 hours of work and talking to 25 people. It was amazing. Like, it was so fun. So, like, really, like, what fun, like, how can you bring fun back into your business, especially when we're talking about burnout so much? And I know I'm over an hour. I have no, like, time limit. So, like, come go as you please. If no one has any more questions, I'm going to finish my thought. And then like I'll probably end it. But like as we're talking about like being burnt out and things like that, like when people say that to me, like the number one thing that I hear is that they're not having any fun because being burnt out is not fun. And we can't get burnt out if we're having fun. Like burnout comes from, like I said earlier, like that like negative spiral. And we're not negatively spiraling when we're enjoying ourselves. So, like, what was fun? What would be fun for you? How could you have some fun? How can we infuse some fun into your business? Like, what sounds fun to you right now? And if you say something like deleting all my social media and running away, then you should do that. It's Friday. You should delete all your social media and take the weekend. Take the rest of today and take the weekend. Because do you know what? Your business is not that fragile. Like, it is not a newborn baby that you almost dropped off of a 10-story building. Like, it's not that fragile. It takes a lot more effort than you think to ruin your own business. It feels very fragile for some reason. It feels very fickle. Like, oh my goodness, at any given moment, everything is going to implode. I remember one of my girlfriends saying, in my mind, I can see myself in a pile of rubble, and there's just like dust clouds all around me because the whole thing collapsed. If you actually built the foundation of your business, like you built the foundation, you're not just like flying by the seat of your pants, like you actually built something. It takes a lot more than someone being shitty to you in a comment, or a client saying that you're a bad coach, or someone asking for a refund, or people even trying to cancel you. Look at the beginning of this year and end of last year where everyone was like, the FTC is cracking down. All these coaches are going down. I still see them. I don't know about you guys, but they did not get taken down. It takes a lot more. Oh my goodness, a little bug. It's because of all my freaking plants. Every once in a while, I get a little tiny fly in here. Maybe I should get rid of some of my plants, but probably won't. Like, it takes a lot more to, like, people can't even be canceled anymore. Like, being canceled doesn't mean anything. It just means a bunch of people are mad at you, but there's still a bunch of people that still like you. Like, your business is not as fragile as you think. No, that's just, I can't just feed you girls sugar in tubes. I want more freezies, crazy girls. The average person will influence 10,000 people in their lives. You are not an average person. You have already influenced probably more than 10,000 people in your life, and you're young. You still have a lot of your life left to go. Like, that doesn't apply to you. If you decided today that you were going to quit, you're going to run away, live in the woods, talk to animals, like live off the land, and be completely off the grid. There are people in your audience right now, not just like your friends and family, like actual people in your audience that love you so much that not only would they notice your absence, they would try to find you. They would actively start looking for you. And because of the digital footprint that we all live in, the digital age where everything lives online forever, someone is going to come across a podcast episode that you were a guest on, or a post you wrote, or a video you made a year later, and then come looking for you and be like, I found you. I saw this thing that you did last year. It just came up for me, or I was searching for this or that, and I found you. And then I couldn't find you, so I came looking for you because I like you. That makes me feel emotional. Because I feel like someone definitely, yep, no, I'm crying. Someone needed to know that today. Oh my goodness. Yep, sorry. This is what happens when I say something that I know someone needed. Because I'm a prophetic feeler, and so I can feel it. I just immediately start crying. But it's true. Like, the things that you have already done have a lasting impact on your audience. And yes, we have to honor ourselves always. Like, you cannot be doing your business for other people. You have to do your business for you. But remembering that when you're doing your business for you, it's because you did it for them. And everything that you're doing and have done in the past, since the day you started, has been building up for your success and impacting the people that you wished and dreamed and hoped and prayed for before you started. And like, you can't run away from that. You can, but they'll find you. Like, you really can't just disappear. It's way harder than you think to just vanish and be gone. It's way harder than you think to just up and quit and not have people like wondering where you are and like what's going on with you and how to find you. So, yeah, I feel like someone really needed that. Now I feel tired. I just feel tired when I have like that big emotional burst. Anyway, if you want help coming up with something fun that you want to do, you can put it in the comments, and I'm more than happy to chat about it with you and help you brainstorm something that sounds fun and light and easy, like a fun, light, easy, I know I just said it, way to like really give to your community. And like stuff like this, like people don't go live anymore. People don't do free coaching and stuff anymore. For me, that just felt so fun and alive, but like easy for me to stand out with. So, like, what's something easy that you can stand out with that other people are not doing or haven't done in a really long time? What feels good? Like, I'm happy to, like I said, I'm happy to brainstorm with you and help you figure it out and like iron out the details. You can put it in the comments. Like, I'm not trying to sell, oh, like, join the membership or hire me one on one if you want me to help you figure out something fun. Put it in the fucking comments. I'll help you. Like, if you've been here since the beginning or for a long time, you know you can just ask me shit and I'm just going to help you. So please don't be afraid of me. Don't be afraid of asking me stuff. Sometimes I will direct you to something more private or the membership. Like, hey, I literally have a full training about XYZ over here. So like your best bet is probably to just go and grab it. But like I'm not gonna leave anybody in the lurch. Gatekeeping is not my thing. Oh my goodness. Speaking of, like, just like an aside, there's a girl on TikTok and she was like painting a room. She's like a interior person. And everyone was like, "Oh my goodness, what's the paint color? This is so beautiful." And every single person, she was like, "Link in my bio, link in my bio, link in my bio." If you went to the link in her bio, it told you to go to her Instagram, which then took you to the real version. So like REEL, not an REAL. The real version of the TikTok, where it said, if you want the name of the color, comment color below and I'll DM it to you. Now, from a marketing perspective, that is like, she done fucked up. That's too much. Like, go to the link in my bio, go to my Instagram, go to the reel, comment color on the reel, and then I'll DM you the color. That is shady as shit. Like, just tell people the color. Because you just made everybody mad. Everybody in the comments was just like roasting this person. Like, why are you making me jump through 5-6 hoops to just tell me a damn paint color? Like, I'm not like ordering the paint from you. You're not going to get any commission. I'm going to tell my Benjamin Moore, Sherman-Williams, like my local store. I'm just going to walk in and be like, I need a gallon of this color. And you're going to get nothing. Like, I'm not buying a can of paint from you. I'm going to the store to buy it. Like, just tell me the damn color. And so, like, that got me all riled up about like making it easy for people to like hire you and pay you and get help from you. Like, we're not going to gatekeep around here. We're just going to have fun around here. Okay. I don't see any more comments, which I didn't on my computer at all, which is so annoying. I'm really not very many questions at all today. Oh, Brittany's here. Let me just make sure I get. Yeah, Britt, do it. Brittany says, I've been wanting to start going live again. Coffee chats where I go live with coffee and I just coach. Do it. Do it. Like, a lot of people came here today. No one really asked me any questions. They just let me riff for an hour and 16 minutes, but that's fine. I can. Girl, I got the stories. I can. Do it. Anytime you can get your face in front of people, like, you should. That's why like Reels and TikToks and like YouTube, like that's why those things do so well, because you can actually like feel someone's personality and their energy and their vibe and their style and what they actually know about and what they are just pretending to know about. And like, when I think about my audience, and I tell my clients this, like, when you think about your audience, like, they're building a relationship with you. And because you're like a public figure or like a personal brand, 9 times out of 10, that relationship was one-sided. Like, you're putting out content, they're consuming the content, and they're going, oh my goodness, like my friend Jill Coach, she's invented. She's not real. But like Jill Coach, the personal brand that I just love, she's my friend. Or like, I'll use myself an example because maybe Jill Coach is confusing. Every time I put out content, there are people in my audience who are going, oh my goodness, my friend Brittany just said this. And maybe they've never spoken to me in our lives and I don't know them, but they know me. They've built a relationship with me or Jill Coach or you in their minds. Like, they've built a relationship up with you in their minds. And they're telling their partners, their spouses, their friends, their next door neighbor, their sister, my friend, you, me, whatever, Jill, said this and it was so great. Oh, my friend Brittany just put out this great podcast episode. I'm going to send it to you. My friend Brittany has this great Facebook group and she's doing Ask Bees on Wednesdays. You should come. It's so fun. But still, maybe we've never spoken. And so it's this one-sided friendship. I like to give so much and love on my people so much that people think that we're best friends. Like, people see me and they're like, she's my friend. She's one of my best friends. Like, when I think of the 5 people that I surround myself with, she's there. Even if we've never worked together, even if we've never spoken, these people are consuming so much of me that they feel that they spend time with me. And when they feel like you are friends and they feel like they're spending time with you, they're more likely to buy from you. Like, the first, it is a funnel, right? Like, yes, okay, you hear people being like, oh my goodness, someone found me and 24 hours later paid me $120,000 in full. That's great. Very uncommon. Like, you're not saying that every day. This is probably the first time you've ever said it, and you've been in business for 25 years. And you may never be able to say it again. right? The average person is funneling. And the very first thing that they consume is your free stuff, your lives, your free workshops, your content, your like your written content. They get on your email list, they're listening to your podcasts, and then they start making their way through the funnel. Right? They're buying something that's like lower cost or like entry level stuff. Then they go into something more and then they go into something more. But the quickest way to move someone through your funnel is by getting your face out there, talking to people, going live, hosting workshops, low cost, free, as long as you're getting them to register if you're going to do something like that, where you're just like giving, 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 because then that speeds up their no like trust factor, like turns the dial all the way up. Because now they feel like they know you because they saw you and they're on the other side of the screen listening to you talk and laugh at your own jokes and like flip your hair and say bad words and things like that. Now they're like, no, now I know her. There's a face to the name. There's a voice that I can now hear. Do you know how many people DM me and they're like, I can hear your voice? Like, good. I want you to hear my voice. And so now they really feel like they know you. You probably shared a little bit about your life and like I said, like you shared your personality. So now they're like, I know her. I like her. She's my friend and I trust her. You turn the dial all the way up when you're doing that face to face. And I say face to face, like we're online, but you know what I mean. Versus like written content. Because when they're reading your written content, they don't get like your hilarious personality and your tone and your jokes and like who you are and like what's going on with you. They're inferring that about you. Like they're making it up. But as soon as you can go live, crank. So like think of ways that you can give to people. Do your own version of a coach-a-thon. Do some free coaching. Do some coffee chats like Brittany said. Do connection calls. At the beginning of last year, I did I spent like a whole month where like every spare moment I had, I did coffee chats with people. And like I wasn't pitching anything, I wasn't trying to coach anybody. I was literally just reinforcing connections with people that wanted or felt that they already had a connection with me and wanted to deepen it. That's good business because it's people, then cash. Like giving to people, serving the people is what gets you paid. Nothing gets you paid faster than serving other people. Like we're all running businesses here. So like yeah, it's strategic, but we're putting people first. Like it is strategic loving that gets us paid, gets us clients, gets us those raving fan loyal clients that sing our praises every chance they get. That when you post about a call that you had with them and you don't name them or put any identifying information or anything like that, you're just like, hey, someone was struggling with this, and they come diving head first into the comments to be like, that was me and you helped me so much. And like they're excited to like share you and talk about you and consume you and be in your world. Like those are the clients that we're looking for. Those are the clients that sustain our businesses when things feel rocky or wavy or shitty, whatever phrase you want to use. Like those are the people that are like buying everything. I have a few clients that no matter what I sell, if I'm like, I'm going to do a free workshop, they're like, okay. If I'm like, this is $7, they're like, okay. I'm like, this is 10 grand. They're like, okay. Like they just buy everything that I do. Because I've built up that relationship over the last 4.5 years of like giving value and showing them that at every step of their business, like I can help them. Many people I've helped them get their businesses off the ground 4 years ago and now like making multiple six figures and scaling their business and hiring teams and things like that. So final thoughts. What are the fun things that you can do to serve your audience the best? That's not going to drain you. It's not going to make you cranky. It's not going to upset you in any way, shape, or form. Like, what are those things? And like I said, I'm happy to help you. Okay, I don't think I see any more questions. Let me just double check. No, okay. All right, my beauties. I hope you have an amazing weekend. And like, if you have questions, you need help, you need support, you're a little uncertain, like that's what this was for, ask me in the comments and I will come and answer you and help you out. I love you. I hope you have an amazing rest of your day. And I will see you all next Wednesday for another Ask B.